Hey, what's going on, folks? Your boy Jeff London back with another episode of The London Effect. Thank you for listening. This episode number 4. Today I'm excited. We have a guest, our first guest at the London Effect show. But before we get into that, the show's doing really well. Doing really well. A lot of downloads. I'm pleasantly surprised. We got people in the UK listening. We got people in Canada. I mean, the show's internationally known now. Yep. But anyway, before we get into it, make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend. If you get any nugget, any piece of advice that you find helpful, give me a 5-star rating on iTunes or wherever you're listening to this at, and also follow me on Instagram at King London Supreme. But today our guest uh, is a vegan, and that's what this show is about primarily. It's about vegan and holistic living, and we have the lovely, the stunning, the beautiful, the gorgeous, world renowned Rashida in the building at Love Rashida on Instagram. What's up, Rashida?
I love that intro.
Well,
Thank you.
I try my best. I prepared. If you couldn't tell, I prepared for this. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. So guys, forgive me if I'm rambling. If you hear some quivering in my voice, I'm a little nervous today. Now, let me just tell you a little about Rashida. Rashida's a influencer. She's a socialite. She's known for a lot of people follow her because her hair is gorgeous and she's gorgeous in general. But also, a lot of people don't know she's a vegan and she's also one of the healthiest people I know. She knows her stuff, which is very interesting. So, Rashida, how you doing? Thank you for coming on the London Effect.
Thanks for having me. And you look cute too today.
Oh, you look good. Your boyfriend's a lucky man.
He is.
Your boyfriend's a lucky man. Shout out to him. But so real quick, just to let people know a little bit about you. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Uh-huh.
Raised in New York. And what, my background, like my nationality?
Yeah, what's your nationality?
Jamaican and got some Bajan in there. Some West Indian.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very nice. So now, how long have you been vegan?
I've been vegan now for a little over a year and a half.
Okay. And now you were vegetarian at one point too, right?
Yeah, I was vegetarian then / pescatarian for about 5 years.
Okay.
Before I turned vegan.
So now this is something I struggled with for a long time. Knowing the difference, I know the answer to this now, but what's the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan?
So basically, vegetarians, they still eat animal product like cheese, they can eat eggs, they can eat honey, dairy, but vegans don't eat any animal product whatsoever. So they can't have any eggs, anything from an animal they can't have. So no leather, no fur, none of that.
And now, and you're a full on vegan. Like I've known you don't. If you get a car, can't have leather seats. You don't wear any leather clothing. Like you're 100% vegan. Like you're strict about that, right?
Yeah, correct. So I'm at that point in my journey where now I'm not having any leather or wearing anything with fur or any Ugg boots. I know some vegans, they didn't get to that point in their journey, but yeah, I'm just really strict, like nothing animal, anything.
Yeah. And just there's this whole craze of people going vegan. It's nuts. And I think a lot of it, I know a lot of it comes from the film What the Health, which I didn't see. I still haven't seen that movie, but there's just a crazy just influx of vegans. I just want to
Yeah.
know, so you've been vegan before this whole phase, this craze has come along. So how do you feel about it? What do you think about the craze?
I like that the film What the Health has opened people's eyes and people do want to be healthier and become vegan. I do think people need to like dive in and do their research a lot more so they can make it a lifestyle. And instead of just like, all right, I'm just going to be vegan, and then they're not vegan anymore because they're like, oh, it's too hard. But I like that it's open in people's eyes and everybody is more aware.
Yeah.
And being vegan.
Yeah. Because, I get that a lot too. A lot of people ask me, or a lot of my clients that I coach online, a lot of people want to make the transition to being vegan. And I'm a firm believer there's not one diet. You can't prescribe a diet to the masses. You can't tell people to just, be vegan. You can't tell people to eat meat. Everybody's different. Everybody's body's different, their system is different, and have different protocols. So I always ask people why they want to go vegan and what's their motivation behind that, and also how you feel, right? Like, are you feeling good? So I wanted to ask you, what was your motivation of converting to being a vegan, and how do you feel today?
So my motivation, I always wanted to. Was when I first started the journey, I just really wanted a flat stomach. So I went into Barnes and Nobles and I picked up a couple of books and I did like, different researches and I like cut things out gradually. So I always wanted to strive to be vegan eventually because a lot of people like, Dr. Sebi and I do like Kimberly Snyder
Mhm,
and, my uncle, like, they're all vegan and really healthy.
mhm,
So I wanted to strive for that. So I went on my own journey. It took me about like 4 or 5 years to actually like be vegan,
mhm.
but I knew like once I did it, it would be like forever. It wouldn't be me just doing it for a year or for 30 days and then going back to my old ways.
Mhm.
So that was like the goal. And then also, I don't like it's for health and also for animals. So I believe that, the body doesn't digest meat well.
Mhm.
And I felt a lot different. Like I felt lighter. I lost a lot of weight. My skin changed. My hair changed. So yeah,
And now, and you feel better,
I do.
right? Like, did your energy levels increase? And
Yeah, it did. Felt like increased because I was incorporating like the right foods and making sure like I had my green smoothies and all these different things.
mhm.
So I did have, good energy and my skin did change. So I didn't lack any nutrition or anything like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And like, your stuff, right? Like, I know some people who've tried to go vegan and they've made complaints about different things and just like their energy levels and whatever, they weren't feeling good. But like, if to become a vegan, you really need to know your stuff. And now I want to just talk about some of the misconceptions about being a vegan, because one thing about the vegan community is like super passionate. People are proud to be vegan, and I'm not knocking that. But one thing that I didn't know about the vegan community is that there's a lot of good food out there.
Yeah.
So, like, just talk about some of the foods that you eat, like some of the staples of your diet.
Yeah. So now soy has been found like it's not really good for you.
Right.
So I try to stay away from soy, and unfortunately, a lot of vegan restaurants do have a lot of soy. But I'm just starting off with that. So now the staple of my diet now would be like I like veggie burgers,
Mm.
and I try to find veggie burgers that don't have soy. I do like the Beyond Meat burger.
Listen, the Beyond Meat burgers, like and I'm a guy who I've been eating meat my whole life, animal products. I only mess with the Beyond Meat veggie burgers now, and there's no soy. These They're on point. I'm sorry, I had to make
They're
myself clear
delicious.
about that. Mm.
They're delicious. See, I put you on
You
to
put me
that.
on. She put me on to that.
And it's delicious. But I like chickpeas. I like different vegetables. And when I go out to different restaurants, like I play around. Like I like seasoned vegan and different, but things that I cook and I like. I like veggie burgers a lot. I like greens and chickpeas. I like lentils.
You do crumbles.
I like the Beyond Meat crumbles.
Yeah.
Beyond Meat has a lot of different options that
Yeah.
you can make taste good. Like you can make spaghetti with the little beef crumbles that they have,
Mhm.
and like you could play around with things that work for you.
Mhm.
So like with soy, I try not to eat soy, but I do it like every once in a while.
Okay.
Because I do like stuff that does have soy in it. So I consider that like my cheat, like my junk food,
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
vegan junk food, because
Hmm.
there is vegan junk food out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's actually good, because here's the other thing. A lot of people, they want to go vegan, or they want to reduce the amount of meat that they're eating, or they want to go vegetarian. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a healthy diet. So and I have this talk a lot, and you've done this. You've been able to get ripped um, while being a vegan. Because look, if you're not eating meat, you're removing dairy. There's a lot of starch in these diets. So being a vegetarian, you can end up eating a lot of starches. Being a vegan, you can end up eating a lot of starches. But you ended up. What were you eating when you got really ripped? Tell me about your diet, real quick.
Oh, and also buffalo cauliflower. I like that too. I just want to add that. But to get really ripped and like lean.
Yeah.
So I monitored my carbs.
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
Who told
because
you?
because basically Jeff has made me realize that I did eat a lot of carbs. Like I didn't even monitor my carbs at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was just eating, And
Mm-hmm.
so I started to monitor the carbs that I intake.
Mm-hmm.
So like I noticed that okay, the bread might have a lot of carbs. So I would do with the veggie burger, I would do with lettuce. I know it sounds boring, but actually tastes good. And then I do like a lot of protein shakes.
Mm-hmm.
And also I would do more like with greens and like, maybe chickpeas or cauliflower, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would try to just limit my carb intake.
Mm-hmm.
And work out like 5 days a week.
Yeah. So I know you reduced the amount of starches you were having. You were mainly having protein, vegetables, like you said. You were doing yogurt, vegan yogurt, of course, vegan yogurt.
Yeah.
So all these different things. So, and then just another thing, they have found the vegan community, whoever's making this food, they pretty much found a way to like recreate all meat products and make them vegan friendly. Mm-hmm. So they have this one thing called Beyond Meat, like we discussed. If you want to start somewhere, go to Beyond Meat, and there's no affiliation with them, but it's just so good. I have to drop their name on it. That they've recreated a burger. They've recreated a ground beef that's called crumbles. That's really good.
They got chicken strips.
Strips.
That does have soy in it, but they do have that.
Yeah, they have something else called, they've recreated fake bacon. So they've made it very easy to get rid of meat, because this stuff tastes just like meat. It's just really good, because I know I was afraid of that when I first heard about just becoming a vegan, etc. So, and I'm not a vegan, by the way, either. But my diet is mostly plant-based, but I still do consume animal protein. Okay. All right. Now tell me about your hair. What changes did you see in your hair? We got a lot of females who listen to the podcast, and I'm sure you're natural, of course, for those who can't see Rashida. But how did your hair change?
I would say for the most part, my hair, I would notice it. I feel like it got shinier and like not as, my hair really didn't lack like shine, but I feel like it got shinier and a little healthier, more so because I was intaking a lot more vitamins from like all the vegetables. But even before I was vegan, I still, my diet was it was plant-based for the most part. So I did notice a change even before being vegan 100%, because I gave up dairy from the very beginning. And I gave up like eggs and stuff like that, but I was still considered a pescatarian because I would eat salmon. But I still noticed a difference before being vegan, because my diet was like still pretty much like, I would say 85, 90% vegan. Mm-hmm. But my hair, I noticed that it did grow. It did, it had like more shine to it. And I would do things to take care of my hair also, like watching the products that I put in it. As well.
That's cool. Before we go on, what are some tips if somebody is looking to become a vegan, somebody who's been eating meat their whole life? What do you recommend? How would you approach it?
I would say the main thing is do your research, because it could be a big transition for your body and also like your mind mentally to just switch and not have meat at all. So it may to you be really difficult if you don't know the things to eat and how to go about eating it. So you may think like, all right, I'm lacking nutrients from being vegan. This is because you just don't know what to eat. So I think the main thing will be do your research and don't be in a rush. Like everyone has their own journey. So do it at your own time, your own pace. But my main advice would be do your research. Like read books, watch videos, even listen to this talk, like, get some recipes, start replacing like your meals slowly and adding more plant-based stuff into it and cut out the meat.
Yeah. So just to switch gears, I've offered you Poland spring water before. Like there's been times where you've been extremely thirsty and you will not drink Poland Spring, right? You only drink alkaline water, right? And BPA free.
Yeah, natural spring water, BPA free bottle.
Okay, so talk to us about alkaline, just alkalinity, and speak to us about just BPA bottles. Why don't you drink regular Poland Spring?
Yeah. Basically, the reason why I don't drink Poland Spring is because it's not a good water. Like it's not alkaline and it's not BPA free because as he sips Poland Spring, it's not BPA free. So BPA is it's like found in plastic and basically it's like a chemical. It goes into your water. Your water just sits in it. So it's just not good for you to drink. So it's better to have a BPA free bottle and you could find it on the label. Usually they'll have it. And then the bottle will feel harder. And then there was also a test that was done, and you could do this yourself with pH strips, but somebody did this on YouTube and tested all the waters.
Mhm.
And Poland Spring was one of it that was just like something you don't want to drink.
Right.
So I'm sorry, Poland Spring, but so I just was like, no, I'm not gonna drink that. So I would drink like you can drink like the Essentia, but also like natural spring water like Fiji or something that has a BPA free bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So like alkalinity now is basically our bodies have pH levels. So, your pH level is like usually at a 7. If it's a really good pH level, your body should be at that. And if your body is alkaline, it's 7 and above. And if your body is acidic, it's below 7. And usually disease and everything thrives in acidic environment. So if you're eating like mostly acidic foods, you'll probably more than likely be prone to being sick and getting the flu and getting the cold. If your body is more like 7 and like a little bit more alkaline, you're not, your body is going to be able to fight it off more and it's good for your immune system. So
Right.
just drinking water that is more alkaline naturally is better for your body.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Good. That's good stuff. Now, also, just as far as so just to repeat that's Fiji water and that's essential water. Essential water, this stuff is a little bit more expensive, and like this is just a great transition into. You're also extremely organic. You only shop at Whole Foods, and I've seen you, because we hang out from time to time. So I've seen I've seen you spend a lot of money at Whole Food, and you don't even hesitate. You don't bat an eye. Opposed to like so, I try to eat organic as much as possible. I try to buy organic meat, but Rashida's on a whole nother level. Like she only shops. She's the girl. It's tough going food shopping with her. She looks at the back of everything. It's a long time. Everything's organic, and
He's rushing me.
so just disregard that last statement. But so just talk about that because you didn't always shop at Whole Food. Like, what are your thoughts about just organic food in general? Fruits, vegetables.
I feel like it's better to buy organic and having organic foods is the way that it was maintained, the way the fruits are, like, it's still you still have to wash your fruits really well. You still have to do all that stuff. And I know it can be a lot more expensive buying stuff that has organic ingredients in it. But yeah, I don't think twice about spending money because I'm like my health is an investment. So sometimes Whole Foods, if it's too much, like sometimes it's good to go to farmers markets. They have like good deals sometimes. Sometimes Trader Joe's has cheaper options to get like fruit, so little salads, vegetables. But yeah, I think buying organic it's the best. And you should check out, like, they have the Clean Dozen, things that you should buy organic, 12 things. And then they have the Dirty
Dozen, right?
Dirty Dozen, Dirty 15, I think it's 15.
Okay.
So that you should, those are things that you really should buy organic.
Yeah. And you know what? And I learned this too just through reading and just different talks that now a lot of these people who produce this food. So, for example, this was like with fruits and vegetables, people put pesticides in the soil, all these different toxins, and then we ingest these foods and we're ingesting these toxins. And the same thing with chicken and animal meat is that a lot of these animals are injected with hormones and they're sick, and we're ingesting this food. And the term "you are what you eat" is a real thing. So that's something that I had to transition to, and now I eat completely organic as much as possible. But I get it though. So it can be pricey. So, but
Hmm.
when you can, you should eat organic until you can get to the point where you're eating completely organic. All right. Now the microwave, right? You also don't use the microwave either, right?
Mm-mm.
So
Nope.
why don't you like ever? Like I've
No.
never seen you. You will not use the microwave, and you're
No.
extremely disciplined when it comes to that. So why is that?
So basically, the microwave, to put it in a simple way, it kills the nutrients in your food.
Mm,
You know, UV rays and all that stuff is just not good for your food. So you put in, like, say you want to warm up your food and you know you want your nutrients, the microwave just takes it all out.
mhm,
Like it just zaps all the nutrients out of your food.
mhm.
So the microwave is just not good at all to use.
Nice. How often do you work out now?
Okay, I work out about 4 to 5 days in a week.
Mhm.
I try my best to get 4 or 5 days in a week. You know, I'm busy, I got a work schedule, but I try my best to, get it in. And, when you're not training me and I work up on myself.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your workout look like? Are you doing straight calisthenics? Are you lifting weight? What are you doing?
It's mostly weight training and body weight.
Mhm.
Yeah. I do some cardio. I
Nice.
do like sprints a lot.
Sprints, burpees.
Burpees. I hate burpees.
Yeah.
Burpees is my least favorite exercise ever of all time, but it does rip you up. But yeah, burpees, I do squats and lunges with weights. I do like different arm exercises, abs,
Mhm.
total body.
Total body. Total body. You have a trainer?
I do have a trainer. My trainer is the best trainer in the world and
Hey,
he's so cute. He's so fun to look at.
what's his? Is
His
he?
name is
Yeah.
is this guy, Jeff London, I think.
Hey,
Yeah, Jeff London. You heard of him?
King London Supreme on Instagram.
Yeah,
I've
King.
seen him.
Yeah,
I've
him.
seen him.
He's a great trainer.
He's a sharp dude.
Yeah, he's
He's a
cute.
sharp man.
He's a cute guy.
All right. So before we wrap up, what do you have going on for 2018? Anything coming up? Any links? Anywhere you want people to go? YouTube, Instagram. You want you shout it out.
So my Instagram is Love Rashida. My website will be coming soon, Love Organically, and my YouTube is also Love Organically as well. So those are the places you can find me, and that will be having like my veganism, health, philanthropy, hair, beauty, everything. So yeah,
Well, thank you, Rashida.
thank you,
It was a pleasure
Mr.
having you on
London.
here. All right, folks. Thanks again. The London Effect. Again, subscribe. Send this to somebody. Send this to a friend. Please share it. Thank you for tuning in. It's your boy. Peace.